Shut up. And I'd like to welcome you to a CEO Roundtable. I thought I'd do something different and invite my friends over that have most of us have actually been here since day one with CEO. So I just want to, reflect on everything. I've been meaning to do a video, talk about where I think it's going. Ignore CJ Truth on the other screen. So I'm going to start by passing around one at a time. When you get the thing passed to you, just speak into it, introduce your name, and then tell everybody when was the first CEO event or how did you get in the Florida FGC.
All right, I guess I'm first. Is that what's going on?
Louder.
Why? The mic does all the work. Anyways, get off my phone. What the?
It's Garrett. Talk.
All right, guys. I'm Jared, also known as Clark Kent, I guess, to most of you. I actually attended the very first CEO as only a competitor. I knew no one here in Florida, and I got bodied 0-2, and then I left real fast because I was still married. So I had to get home to my wife. That was a terrible time. Anyways, I did get involved after Winterfest, the very first Winterfest. I got involved on the third tournament we did. What was after Winterfest?
After Winterfest, it usually be like the CEO de Mayo event.
Yes, that one. That was the very first one I actually worked with CEO on. And then after that, I've been doing it ever since.
Okay.
Hello, kids. David Reynolds, also known as Mind Games, Versace Games, Mimgamas, Blast Metroid, Alfonso Swoops. You get the idea. I've been a part of the CEO scene since September 2010. I went to one of his bar tournaments, and then Jabali is like, "Oh my God, he's good," and then I grew up and I wasn't. But we're still friends, and I help him out with the tournament. I have a lot of stories. I'm the most important person here. Okay, bye.
Hey, how you guys doing? Name's Orlando Suver. I have been in the Orlando FGC far too long. I have known Alex since before he graduated UCF. We started out by playing extremely old man games like CVS 2 Third Strike and everything else under the sun. That continued and later on to life until one day he started to take it really seriously. And then it turned into this really big deal that everybody likes to kind of talk about sometimes. I also somehow haphazardly created a t-shirt that got his ego extremely, extremely big, called the Swag Shirt, which is just in itself an incredible story. Just the scene. That's all I have to say. Quite the amazing few years. And we'll pass it to the right.
Hello, my name is Kelly Link. The first event that I went to for CEO was at the second Rockies Arcade, I believe.
Yes.
And I was a newcomer. My friend Lexus invited me because I was a fan of the fighting game scene, and so this was a perfect, way to get into it. And I met Jabali through that way. We had a good competition going on in the arcade games, and I kicked his ass, so that was fun. And that's about it. I've been going to CEO events since then. Oh, my bad.
What's up, guys? My name's Keegan. I actually joined the Florida FGC in late mid 2012, the summertime. It was right before, right after Marvel 3 dropped. That was the game that all my friends were playing, so I started playing it with them. We started going. Oh yeah. It was the famous Anime J at a tilted kilt. Anime J. So I started playing Marvel 3. We started going to Nestor's, which was the old hub for the Orlando FGC. I made my first CEO was CEO 2012, and I ran a pool and was generally just an attendee. And then 2013, over the time, Jabali and I become friends, and I started helping him run stuff. And then last year, CEO 2014, I was very involved. And so I'm kind of the anti-Jabali. I call him out on all his ego nonsense, and I keep everything balanced. So.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You do a service to the whole community.
Nice effort.
What's up, everybody? My name's Alex. People know me as Cherry or Raging Cherry. My first CEO, I attended in 2013 as a spectator. Before that, I was just an FPS fanatic before that and had no background in fighting games whatsoever, and that instantly changed. Went home, traded in all my other games, started getting other fighting games, but Smash was my big background and ended up pushing to this year where I was kind of in charge of the Smash Ballroom at CEO.
That's awesome.
Hello, my name is Rafael, aka Rafi Toro. I've been around since I think when I graduated high school in 2010, started playing Super with my friends. I thought it was fun. Then there was like a local tournament. I missed out on the first CEO because I didn't have a car at the time. But ever since then, I got involved with tournaments. I helped set up. I remember like the first tournament I went to. I asked Alex if I could help set up and tear down. And then at the end of the night, he gave this kid. He was like, "Hey man, you did a good job today," and he gave me $20. And then ever since then, I kept going and I got more and more involved with the community, the people, and now I made a whole nother family, and I do not regret it one bit.
Damn, dude, you never gave me $20.
I never got paid from CEO until like 30 years
Hey,
old.
hey,
About
hey.
all the dinners I
Shut
did
up!
you guys
Shut up!
do.
It's my turn.
You made him before all of us?
He was before I met you guys.
Hey, quiet! They don't care! No one cares! No one cares!
Remember, 8 years old. That's not CJ.
CJ, alright. My name is J Anime J. My name is Christopher CJ Truth Jason. I am a gamer with 6 R's. Oh, you know, I've been doing this since around 2009. I was 12 years old. I was short.
I remember that first
I was short with long hair and a very squeaky voice. But some things don't change, right? And I've been doing it ever since. The first time I ever met Jabali was through email.
Stop. Yeah, guys, come on.
The first tournament I ever went to was the CEO Winterfest, and I played Jabali for a good 10 games, and everyone looked at me like, "Who is this kid?" And they were right. But I've been doing it ever since, and now I'm at his house talking about CEO 5 years later.
All right. I'm kind of a late bloomer to the Orlando FGC. I got involved last year, but it's not the first time. I'm Will Wiley, by the way. I should probably say what my name is.
Stop looking at me when you talk.
I'm Will. Okay, I look directly and intimately into the camera. I'm Will. Hi, I'm Will Wiley. I used to make content for Cross Counter. That happened and stopped happening eventually. And I got involved. My first CEO I went to was in 2011. And it was my favorite event I went to. I saw PR Rog. He was on the stage practicing, and I walked in. I was like, "Who is that guy?" to someone who was walking by, and he said that was PR Rog. Turns out the person I asked who it was Yipes at the time, and I had no idea who he was. I thought he was just a guy walking by in a beanie. I was like, "Hey, who's the guy on the stage?" And after that, I just got more and more involved in CEO, and now I'm here talking with Jabali. I don't know why I'm here.
Because you're a big part of it. All right, so that's everyone. So I do hang out with these guys a lot, nearly at least weekly. Not CJ too much, though. He's too busy talking to women for the first time in his life. Anyways, so so I wanted to go over real quick. You guys, most of you that watch know the story, CEO, how it began. If you don't, hit me up on Twitter sometime. But I used to host tournaments all the time back in the college days. Orlando remembers me when I was the best at CVS too. Yes, top 3. I was good. And Third Strike. So yeah, you do whatever. I'll take your money again. So the first tournament, actually, the first Street Fighter 4 tournament I went to was only 14 people had entered, and it was at this Florida gaming event. And the guys hit me up like, "Hey, do you know the scene?" And this was like after the 5-year hiatus of nobody playing games. And we, they asked me, "Could you help out with Street Fighter?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll get the band back together," basically. And a lot of you guys weren't there, but I don't know if you guys remember the Florida gaming events back in the day, and in Kissimmee. And I was a part of that event. I hosted Street Fighter there. It was the first tournament I had done in over like 5-6 years. I used to host smaller tournaments, and we had 89 entrants for that. Who was there? You weren't there yet, CJ. You were at the next one. Who was there?
Essentially,
This is actually 2008. This is May of 2008.
it was essentially like the resurgence of the scene because there was like this extreme dark period in the FGC where nothing was happening. So like Street Fighter 4 pretty much allows for that to come back, and this tournament was pretty much set a precedent for next tournaments to come. So it was quite the event. It's quite the event.
Yeah, and then some more pictures of it.
I was playing football back then.
Yeah. CJ is playing Pop Warner football. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I know because of the cheerleading stuff. Anyways, so. I grew up with my next door neighbors. They were all cheerleaders and homecoming queens and prom queens. It's pretty cool. Anyway, so I knew all that stuff. So we did that tournament. Here's you guys ready for this one? The old school Flash Metroid. Look at that. Yeah. So, I've known Flash Metroid for at least 10 longer. Actually, me and Flash have known each other longer than I've known anyone else in the scene. Met him in Miami back in the CVS 2 days before he got really good. He was a Guilty Gear player back then. But, so met him. That was pretty cool. That's Alan Ho, very good player next to him. But, all right, so let's talk about, the first setup. Remember how ghetto rigged everything was back in the day?
Half PlayStation, okay. So the first Street Fighter 4 tournament was half PlayStation, half Xbox setup. So we tried to essentially appropriate for the scene for people that play pads and people that played on sticks. So we said, okay, if you have a preferable controller, play on that station. What we didn't realize was that the brackets were going to be so messed up because people were jumping from each station to station. There were matches that weren't even recorded. There were people that were winning matches that had to go play the same match again on the opposite system because the next opponent they had to play said, I won't play you on that system. It was the most ridiculous thing in the planet. Ridiculous. That would never happen again, by the way.
I like how Orlando is the only person talking when we're talking about 2008.
That's true. Yeah, we'll get past that. So,
Why am I here?
so I started hosting smaller events. When I hosted the smaller events, I never thought of CO. CO didn't come around until 2010, so that was about 2 years after I started hosting events. And most of you guys were here for that when there was a game event that was supposed to happen, and a guy basically canceled it. Huge story, yeah. This guy promised Lady Gaga concert. Did you? Yeah. And this was before Facebook groups took off and Twitter. I was on Twitter until 2011, and we 12,500. Don't know how I know that right away.
I got more tweets than I am.
Shut up, CJ. Guys, come on, stop. Let's get through this. So I hosted the all these little events, and it was 3 weeks before, and the event was in the beginning of June, and I had no intentions of ever doing a CEO type event. I just wanted to do small ones. I didn't have the money at the time to invest in any event. Then the guy just canceled the event, and that's when Shuriken forums were still really big. And you guys remember the forums, all the avatars and back to our land.
Sorry. So far as game, this is well before Reddit blow up threads. This is well before R-Kappa. And no, it was after GeoCities though, luckily. But essentially, games started CEO. So there was supposed to be a large tournament here that was finally going to bring actual top players and actual international players to Central Florida. Central Florida in itself was never considered to be, I guess, quote unquote, part of the East Coast when it comes to fighting game tournaments. But we always had, great players come through to our tournament. So someone finally decided to come into town and essentially make that happen on the East Coast. There was a large situation. I won't get into the details, but that blow-up thread is essentially what created CEO. Because through the ashes and those flames, Alex did decided to pick up and slack and make that event. Because there were a lot of people, big people, that had actually got plane tickets, were already making the reservations to come down to Florida, and the event was canceled without a moment's notice. So CEO was essentially built off the hills of that.
Which big people showed up to CEO 2010?
Who actually yeah, because I believe it was between Wong and damn near half of the East Coast, and then parts of the West Coast were already set, and at the last minute everybody canceled because of what happened. Yeah, and Daigo was until too.
It was still on the main thread though.
It was
So yeah, the guy that was running it had promised that he had spoken to the Japanese players, which I did see the emails, courtesy of Seth Killing, that he did reach out to them, but they never confirmed or really responded or moved forward with coming to the event. So they canceled the event, and I ended up 3 weeks to go. I just you know what, let's do this, guys. And I didn't have a venue, and that's when Jonathan Graybeal, none of you guys know him, the Smash community, Plank, the Plank events. He came out of nowhere and was like, hey, I found a venue. Some of us would be interested in helping you out. So that's when they didn't have the money, so I had to borrow some money from family. Sorry. And go rent out a 10,000 square foot, I have the picture of it, a freaking hot furnace where the AC broke. We call it the airport hangar. Because this was 3 weeks. There was no such thing as hotel contracts in 3 weeks, stuff like that. So that was all I could find. And that was a couple $1,000s to rent. The AC had broken mid event. It was pretty bad. My iPhone also got stolen, but we won't get into that. But Smash came out with 150 people, and Street Fighter, that was the biggest Street Fighter tournament ever. Had 128 players. And I remember when I lost and everyone went nuts. Yeah, a guy called it. Yeah, 2 guys that have never beat me since. One of them called his mom and goes, "Mom, I beat Javali," and I made him take the YouTube video down. Anyway,
so I've been holding this for 5 years, Alex. I have to show you.
What?
You still have the video?
No. So this was the setup we had. This was the setup we had, the 2 IKEA red chairs and everything. Yeah. Orlando in the corner. So that's how ghetto rigged it was. That, was just crazy couple. Yeah. And actually, JT, he lives in Tampa. He was the first guy to stream for us. So he did that event. We maxed out at, 1,000 viewers? That's it. 1,000 viewers. Oh, okay. Well, for Florida, that was the first event. And my goal is just to put Florida on the map. We used to say that. And what's up?
Remember that match I played?
Which match? Were you at that?
Yeah, I was. I didn't. I never played Smash.
Yeah, keep going.
I don't want to say what I say. Oh, okay. Well, I played a match on stream. This is before I was even a thing. I was a fetus, right?
Sorry.
And I played someone named Stan Calloway, who's very animated. Yes.
The voice of Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa loves him. And I played him, and I was a 12-year-old. So it was a pretty high match. If you look it up, you can look up Christopher Jason with a Y, Jayson. That match is still on YouTube.
How old was Stan? You were 12. How old was Stan?
How old was Stan like 5 years ago?
26.
26 years old. And supposedly, I've heard rumors that he still talks about it today.
Shout out to Digitally.
I won, by the way, just saying.
So yeah, Stan. Before a lot of the Orlando guys, the Tampa guys were really helpful. Before guys like Tong that took over and helped out, and they run their events there. Yeah, Bronx Porter Rock, dude. Talk about rivalries. Like me and Bronx and Joe Gray.
War on I-4.
Yeah. We used to have a War on I-4 trophy that CJ lost at the last event. I lost. Sorry, I was rusty. But yeah, so we did that CEO, and that was pretty much it. And Orlando was there with me. Remember when we closed up the garage? No, remember? And I looked at Orlando, and as we closed the garage, the last thing where we walked out, me and him were the last two to walk out, I go, we got something, dude. We can go big next year. So that's where 3 weeks preparation turned into a year preparation where I'm like, all right, let me go talk to a venue. And that's where we've been at the same venue. We have a place home for 5 years now, the Wyndham. When I first went there, I had a lead there from an anime con. And had gone there, and the woman had told me I was the first person to talk about hosting a gaming event that she actually believed could do it. And because she said, we get people all the time hosting game events, so it doesn't work. But I'll tell you, as an organizer, to anybody that's always been curious about organizing, signing hotel contracts is the biggest risk you can take, because the main goal is to fill up hotel rooms. And if you can't fill up your hotel room, you're going to lose a lot of money. And a lot of people in the scene go, Jabali, you're going too big the first year, man. I won't name names, but
there was a large list of doubters, and especially going into that tournament and even exiting the tournament, they were like, yeah, it was well, but no one's going to come back again next year because this was off the heels of a failed event. So people aren't going to stick, and people aren't going to come travel out for it. But they didn't realize how much effort and how much ingenuity is put in that.
How much community effort?
I will, most of the things was reaching out to the right people at the time. When Street Fighter 4 began, it was Gutex, Mike Ross. Yep. They were huge. Cross Counter was pretty much the big thing at the day back then in 2010. Back then that was the only big one. Mike Ross is beyond all that now, and Gutex is doing great. Yeah, Cross Counter Live was a big thing, and we. I reached out to them, and then there was another controversy where we had Revelations the same weekend, and I had to fight. I had to fight to get GamerBee and Tokido to my event, which to who?
Where are they?
Oh yeah, another tournament. Don't mess with me, guys. If you want to screw with my weekend, I will crush you. Anyways, yeah. So there's Tokido. But yeah, so CO 2011. 2011. This was the ballroom I had. So you saw the airplane hangar. This was the CEO. And when I got the ballroom and I showed a picture, every time I get somewhere new, I'm like, guys, look what we got. And, I'll show you a picture in a minute comparing this year to last year. I've done videos where I change shirts 20 times. You never see me change them. But
this is actually the original CEO Gaming staff shirt.
Yeah, and if you notice in the background, I'm going to play one of the first videos.
Shout outs to Jerry Garay.
Yeah, in the background. I'm going to lower the voice, but, have some videos, me when I was skinny. Anyways, shut up. I know, before I start working out.
No, now he's buff. He's buff now, guys.
Want to come run with me?
Yeah,
I'm serious.
You do run, don't you? Anyways, yeah, look at the ballroom. You can see like we were running a good event, but it wasn't that busy. But we did a lot of monthlies. Remember how many venues we shut down, dude? Yeah. So
we might actually close them.
Rockies. I think
Soccer
no, not the Bays. It was
Roosters.
Rockies.
Roosters.
Well, that was
No,
half
monthlies
Rocky.
was where we shined.
Yeah.
That
all
was
right, Keegan, you good?
Monthlies
Yeah,
is like
sorry.
how Florida like got more
monthlies
closer and
is-
closer.
yeah.
So, yeah.
It's right before the
So-
season, so
Let me ask everyone a question just to give a quick answer to it. Why do you keep coming back to CO year after year? Like, why do you stick around?
Why do I keep coming back? Because it's the closest tournament to me. Just gonna say that.
CJ?
TJ, you can't say it's for the money because you never win it. So keep going.
You know what? Let's just be
him answer the
real quick.
question.
Real quick.
Real.
First,
That was real.
first American to beat Ryan Hart this year. Yeah, shut up. Okay, second. Yeah, exactly. I come back because I enjoy the fighting games so much and the community so much. I'm gonna cry.
All right. So at first I came out because it was a good time, but now I keep coming back because I made so many international, like out of state friends from CEO that I keep coming back to see everybody outside of Florida to come back in. And
See, my answer is going to be kind of the same, but a little different. Is that like one of the cool things about Orlando, especially the FGC, from what I've seen, is that everyone's really tight knit. You go to Nestor's every weekend, everyone would hang out with each other, and everyone would go to parties together. And that's essentially what CEO is to me. I don't compete. I go there to watch because I enjoy the E scene and like the FGC scene, like the hype, and we all get to hang out and have fun with each other.
Kelly pretty much nailed it on the head.
Sorry,
The
I
only
said
other
that with
thing that I could
dissertation.
even add in is just the fact that CEO is essentially in everyone's blood. Like anyone who's ever put any effort into this event has something indebted to it. And every single year, it's like you get to start that anew, so you get another chance to show people what they thought that we weren't able to achieve. So it's kind of an amazing thing in that sense. So that's the reason I come back every year.
So I mean, I've gone to, spectated, played, and worked at a number of gaming events throughout the years, and CEO just seemed more of like just an awesome hangout spot more than anything. You know, other events were just just kind of grinding people out, just finish the brackets. But it was, Jabali has an awesome thing. He puts a lot of effort into it. Getting the ring, getting Free Play Florida to come out, just doing all these side events like Fighter Mania. That's something nobody else does, and that extra effort is what like makes it really fun. It's really hype to look forward to extra events and all the hype that gets built up.
When I first started coming to CEO events, it was kind of the same thing as Rafi was saying. I was going to have a good time with my friends. We were playing the games. We were trying to learn. We were trying to get better. 3 years later, I'm still really bad, so I've stopped going for the tournament experience itself, but the experience around the tournament. Every CEO event's a fun time, regardless of the venue. They shut down a lot of venues before I was part of the scene, but we had plenty of fun afterwards. If you try to play Gate Chicken in Orlando, that will not happen anymore because of CEO events. Howard Johnson, shout out to them. But
Get Keegan off the mic.
Anyway, it's just a great time, especially the big one. It's too much fun.
Something about Gate Chicken. What was that?
There's the first.
we don't talk about gay chicken. Don't drink it, please, kids. So I'm gonna veer away a little bit from the love and friendship, even though that's great. No, in all honesty, CEO is like, we were the pioneers of professionalism on this side of the country.
Yes,
Back when other events, we were the first ones to take ourselves seriously. Like we ran on time, and that was like a big thing for us. We made sure everybody knew where they needed to be, all that stuff. Or like, we weren't huge always, but we were always professional. So that when we did get huge, we were just ready to go. We were there, and there was no lag or anything in that. So it was good.
About the professionalism, it's not 100% yet, just so everybody knows. We still do make mistakes. And the reason I do come back is to make sure that when we are finally done making mistakes, I'm still here. And I will be the next one to run CEO when Alex is too old and gone.
I still feel great, man. Over the years, how many times after CO's done, I'm like, guys, I want to quit. This is the last one. I say it every year. Yeah, every single time.
You
like,
say,
you get a random
email. You go,
It's always random. Guys.
So,
Yeah. Can't quit. That actually just happened. That
Look on
just
their
happened
faces
this
out on
week.
the stage, man. Like,
So 2011, we had Gamer B in Tokido, and CO was one of the, and shush. So that was a big deal. I do have a picture. This meant a lot to me. Unfortunately, that year he had something go where he couldn't make it to final round, and Filthy Rich had reached out to me. He's like, "Hey, Harada would like to go to a tournament in that area," and a lot of Atlanta people support CEO and vice versa for Tekken. So a lot of the Tekken guys came down, and we had Harada and Michael Murray come down, and that was huge, man.
That was
All right.
the biggest thing that has ever happened
Yeah.
in Central Florida, FGC history period to me, because being able to meet someone that created the game and so many people in the scene grew up and played, and they actually came to Florida.
Yeah.
What year was that game?
2011.
2011?
The first CO event.
It was ridiculous.
And who was in my suite when we had tequila shots with Harada? Raise your hand. Yeah. So Harada, he loves tequila. Me and Mark Van hook him up at Evo every year. And we did that. Yeah, so that was awesome to have him there. That's the year Tokido and them all had won. It was great because that was the first event in Florida to ever have international competition. And that was my goal. It's like each year with CEO, I never try to go overboard. I never try to, break the bank or anything. I try to implement a new idea. And 2011 had a crappy stage. Like, I had no money to work with. Shout outs to Nos. Nos was the very first sponsor of CEO. And I didn't ask for a sponsor or go shopping until about, I would say, like 2 years into CEO stuff. I was like, you know what? I have something to show. And I've always told people, you need to prove that you can host an event. There's Nas. But 2012, I was like, all right, guys, we have an event. We've established we know how to run a tournament. Let's make a theme about it. And knowing that a lot of my generation is, how many people are wrestling fans in here?
I mean, I am now.
Yeah, you are now, yeah. So I got him into wrestling. I used to force him to watch pay-per-views with us. And I was like, we need to theme it. Why not get a boxing ring? And boxing rings have been done before, but I've made it like our own thing. Like every year I'm like, hey, do I bring the ring back? Like, yes, the ring makes... 2012 was the...
Let me interject there. There's something I've been wanting to say, and I would love for the internet to poll on this. When we first originally started CEO, it was, okay, cool. We theme it, and we make it some kind of sporting event theme. So there was the boxing ring. There was the wrestling ring. We stuck with the wrestling ring, for a few years straight because people love the wrestling ring. But how about we shift to the next phase and do an octagon? Or do a sumo net ring. And then, I'm serious. I know it sounds crazy. But I like that.
Reckless,
I like that.
But I do like the octagon idea, and I do like the idea of like us advancing.
Exactly. If you keep advancing the thing, because that's what people have grown to love. But
how about a golf course?
That was just my random sound.
To get to your bracket, you have to do mini golf.
I've actually looked into an octagon. The problem with an octagon is the viewing angles of all the cameras and stuff. It's not gonna work. No. So you can't do a shape without it. So say welcome to Gareth, who just walked in. Gareth actually is the one that does all the trailers for CEO every year. Here, Drop. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Yo, what's up, y'all? Yo, Drop. Hello, my friends. How are you? Yes. Which CEO?
Introduce yourself. And then say what was the first CEO event? How'd you get involved?
The first CEO event. And how I got involved, I didn't introduce. He just introduced me. Why did I do that again? That's redundant.
Big
cartel out.
Is this real names or just like whatever? Anyway, I'm Drop Gareth Bafferty. My first CEO event was the one in the Steel Building, the first one, right? Yeah, the Steel Building at the fairgrounds.
Oh, we've known each other for how
long? More than 10 years. Yeah.
Right?
Damn, man.
Shout out to Tiger.
Yeah.
Shout out to DDR
To who?
Storm.
Yeah, even before Storm, man. This is at XS and stuff, man. Right? That place isn't even a building anymore, man.
It doesn't even exist.
Right? Like it. Anyway, the first one was the fairgrounds. I didn't do much at it. I took a couple pictures, but they were bad. I want to say I made. You really put. Hey, I need that picture, dude. I need that for my new credit card, so I can have that picture. I want to customize that shit, man. Because Rob lost his hard drive, so yeah. Damn, you got everything. Give him the mic. Yeah.
So yeah, actually the first trailer we did, I didn't download it, but he made a trailer that put us on the map. Like, Drop, you remember the Tron trailer you made? And that was CO 2011, where we were part of the. Road to Evo, and I forgot to download it. And that was the first trailer that really put CEO on the map. People were like, okay, because I guaranteed $2,500 minimum pots. And that's kind of caught the attention because back then there weren't really big pot bonuses or anything, and Evo was the cream of the crop. Then we had Final Round, where I used to go to Final Round with a couple of you guys, like 2008, 2009, and what you call it. So, we want to go big. So the 2011 is when the trailer came out, and then we did the ring for the first year in 2012. And ever since then, we just do the ring every year. Actually, the first year was a wrestling ring, which was just way too bouncy, and people complained about it.
We had to duct tape the monitor.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, had to duct tape the monitor on the table. We had to improvise a lot of stuff, so that was rough.
You know how I found CEO, like 2011? In 2011, that was the first time I went to CEO. How I found it was I just went onto Google and I typed in Florida Fighting Game Tournament, and CEO was the first one to come in. Yeah, that was the only one that popped up. Yeah, that was how I found you guys in the first place.
So yeah, a lot of people, CEO. I'll get to that later how we start, but over the years, just it kept growing and growing, and a lot of people still help me to this day. And our monthlies were starting to get big. I have a picture of Winterfest. Remember the Winterfest at Chakra Lounge? That was
Hey, that's the venue I found. That sucked, by the way.
It was perfect. Yeah.
For the record, though, that was still a good
There's everyone's favorite horse head.
That was a good tournament.
We were promised so many things.
You know what? Do you guys remember CEO T-shirts? That's kind of what helped us spread the word.
And the avatars.
Yeah, avatars. We had really cool.
Avatar issues.
That CEO Winterfest. That Winterfest at the Chakra Lounge was my first CEO event, and yeah, Jabali shots, and T-Night started at 8, which we all had to get kicked. They were trying to rush us through the tournament because they had Teen Night later that night, and they didn't tell anybody about that until the day of.
Not even the day of. They told us about Teen Night midway through the event that we had to be out by 8, and they also said that we were gonna get internet, which they apparently never bought. So they never had internet. So that venue was actually really terrible because we were promised so many things that we never got it. But we still made the event very successful. And we uploaded the recording, right? The next day?
Yeah.
So
we live streamed it and watched.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That was amazing.
So their internet didn't work. So what we did was we recorded the whole event. JT recorded the whole event, and then on Sunday we just played it as if we were live streaming it. So we were all in the chat watching our own tournament from the day before, messing with people.
CEO was probably my favorite because watching my match, I remember I ran my own bracket for whatever pool I did, and there was this guy who's playing KOF 2, and he's like being just a real jerk about not coming and report, like telling me he was playing KOF. So we finally play each other, like winners finals of the pool or whatever, and I play him, and like I'm sitting here and I throw him like 20 times for the win, and I remember being in chat like, yeah, man, how you doing? How's that tournament for you? Next time report.
Chat on your own damn match. That's what you're using T-Hawk, right? Are you still on T-Hawk?
I'm still using T-Hawk. I was using DJ that match though. I remember because you commentated it.
So yeah, so let me ask you a quick question. Out of all the CEOs we've had, name your year and in one sentence. Oh, what?
The best CEO ever was CEO 2012. No. Just stop. 2012 was the best year of CEO ever. Daigo was in Florida. That's all I have to say.
That's my favorite.
Daigo came to Florida. Yeah, that was the best trailer. The skyline.
The teaser.
So Gareth is actually he has a degree in media, if I'm correct, right? Yeah, he does these ridiculous videos, and he actually does TV commercials. Yeah, and he at the time had I don't want to say what station because you might get in trouble for that, but he had a.
What stations have you worked at, Karen? But he just really put it out there. Just anyway. As you were saying,
I'm not going to tell him anymore.
No, that's all right. We managed to acquire some helicopter footage from from a station that had a helicopter, and we implemented it into the CEO 2012 video. I'm glad the statute of limitations is over, and I can talk about this freely without getting into any trouble. I'm 2 jobs removed from that place, and I'm safe.
Can I give one more good moment? And yet again, I think it was the Super Turbo tournament. There was a Super Turbo tournament in the back of the CEO venue. that some of the biggest players in the planet played at. And it was almost like watching like an old Evo DV or a B3 video in Florida. And I still remember that tournament to this day. Like, that was probably literally my most amazing CEO moment. Yo, James Chen and Ultra David, because they got to play Daigo in tournament, like on a cab. It was so ridiculous. Like,
actually, I have one too. Actually, it's still 2012, all right?
Yeah.
2012 was the year I almost went to jail for CEO.
Oh yeah.
At the airport because the FBI thought that Mago was a terrorist. So Mago has separate IDs. And he had lost his passport to get back home, so he had to go to Cali to his embassy to get a new license or a new passport. And when we got to the terminal, of course, Mago didn't speak very much English. I was the only one there because I was the one responsible for taking him to the airport, which was awesome.
You, of course, didn't
No,
know
I loved it. I didn't know Japanese.
You,
Anyways, throughout all, I didn't know he had a separate ID either. So when he showed his Japanese ID, which is different from his Korean ID, which is the name they made for the ticket, they really grilled us about why does he have two IDs and why is he here in the country. And I had no answer for it. We almost went to jail, but eventually they got through to someone and they actually let him on the plane. He got to Cali and he actually got home. But that was the most ridiculous thing ever. I've never been in trouble with the FBI before, and I probably never will be again. But it was pretty awesome.
I think we've all been in trouble with the FBI.
Which year was
Never
it?
I've never confronted them.
Is that long?
2012.
2012.
2012. That was the best one.
2012, you know,
2012 was the best year.
yeah. No, everyone agrees around here 2012 was my most stressful one because not many people know this story. My brother actually had to go. I work family business, and my brother had to go to a wedding in France that same weekend. So my dad can't do everything me and my brother do at the office. So I actually had to leave 2 of the nights from 3 a.m. till 6 a.m. and not sleep while they looked after everything. And not many people know the story. I had to go to work and actually do shit and then come back, get 2 hours of sleep, then start the event again. So I was like freaking out the whole weekend. I still do every year, but the staff meetings, man, like what do I say? I'm like, get me through Saturday at 6 p.m.
There used to be a pep talk in the beginning from Thursday night that was similar to any great motivational speaker video you've ever seen. And it would essentially be like, it was ridiculous. I wish, wait, do we have one of those videos? I know.
That's never recorded.
No. There was one that was recorded, but Jerry probably had the footage. Jerry, yeah.
2012 then, but yeah.
If we could find a 2012 pep talk like that, seriously, it was ridiculous.
2012 was hands down the best year, man. It didn't end. I remember it like
It never
It
ended.
went the whole next week.
ended.
It went the entire week.
That lasted forever.
Plus, look, Daigo wearing a CEO shirt, that meant the world to me. I asked him, he was so funny. I'm like, just change right here. He's like, no. He went all the way to the bathroom in the hallway, changed his shirt, came back in, and then lost the match. People thought I jinxed him. But that was the best year because we had Daigo, like, each year, yeah. Also, the Yipes entrance. The Yipes entrance. God, 2012 was the best year, so.
Yeah, it was.
Like I remember being in the hotel room, like waking up the next day, because like it lasts forever. Even after the actual tournament end, a lot of people stayed like a couple days after, and it got exhausting. I remember being like at home, like, God, I hope there's not another after party. I don't know. I don't know.
Before that, Four Rivers. Four Rivers is too short.
Shout out to Tong. Probably the second biggest tournament organizer in Florida.
We also had Bala. Like, we had, I think only like 6, 7 countries showed up that event. God damn, 2012 was the best year. Yeah. What?
It's not gonna be better than this year.
Oh, I do have something about 2011.
Yeah.
2011 is the only year I've actually seen Jabali drunk out of his mind. Where he was literally in his hotel room and he did not know where he was. It was amazing. I'll probably never see it again.
It only helps because what?
2012 is your Tribe Boys game too? 2011.
Yeah, no, 2011 when we showed the King of Chinatown. These guys will tell you. Yeah, these guys will tell you. Seeing me wasted is like seeing a unicorn. You don't ever really see it, but I was so exhausted. I just like, let's just drink. Yeah. Yeah. What time in Tampa?
Oh wait.
Yeah, you were there.
Never mind. I've seen him twice.
Twice. There's 2 times.
Yes.
Really? Anyways, not many people have seen me try. Yeah. And I drink a lot. In college, I used to drink like 10 Long Islands in a single night. So yeah. Anyways.
Here we go.
Those are UCF Long Islands. Those don't count. don't.
The classic one-up.
I used to have 10 love.
You know, but
Five steps on the beaches. You remember that one day we came here?
I had 2 mimosas. I was done.
so yeah, we also saw Gamer too. You're right. But like, think about the sponsors over the years. How do you guys feel of like all the sponsors we've been able to?
I think
it all started Red Bull transition.
CEO, I think, set the precedent for sponsorships in the FGC. Even if no one wants to give credit, you can see it in the way that sponsors started to populate in the scene, which is an amazing thing. NOS opened that door, and then they started communicating with everyone in the FGC, and then other sponsors started doing so forth. So I really think that we were able to usher in at least that. Well, so I don't know.
I don't got nothing to say.
I'm a big fan of the Red Bull couch.
That Red Bull.
The Red Bull couch.
Red Bull
was
couch.
amazing.
And the cake.
I'm glad it was there 2 years.
I have slept
Red
on
Bull
that
couch
Red
was
Bull
pretty high
couch.
too.
I slept in the house couch. I slept in the house couch.
So instead of hiring security, we do our own security and sleep in the ballroom a couple of the nights.
I did that 2011.
Yeah, a couple of these guys slept. And Red Bull had a couch.
Say that I've never done that.
Yeah, NOS had a couch one year in Red Bull, and we had people sleep on them. I remember walking in at like 7 in the morning. I won't say who, but I literally don't say it. Yeah. I walked into the ballroom at 7 a.m. and the couch is like on the stage, or 2011 on the stage, and one of my buddies, he's not in this room. He was on it, and like just his boxers, like just comfortable, like he was at home. And I'm like, dude, wake up.
Yo, who stripped down to the drawers?
I'm not gonna say it.
Come on, everybody, know.
So it was hilarious though, but he was helpful sleeping in the room. Yeah. So, but the picture I have up on the screen now, that was the best monthlies we had was here at the Allure Resort, which the venue's now down the shitter. But that shows you like, well, you know what? After the events, how awesome are the dinners, the big group dinners we have?
Shout outs to Perkins.
Awful, actually. They're awful. They take forever.
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, it's really exhausting being here after CEO. Like being a Florida native, working CEO, it's like just terrible. Please go home, people. What?
The only thing better than the after CEO dinners at Perkins were during CEO going to Popeyes 3 times a day.
Do not support that Popeyes. If you support the Popeyes across the street from us,
No, that's not true.
He's kidding about that. That Popeyes is amazing. He has a personal grudge. Don't listen to him.
So far as theming wrestling wise goes, this was actually really, really smart, because this is when JaVale went ahead and dropped the NWO logo CEO branding, and yeah, it got really ridiculous.
Yeah, so with sponsors, I always try to do great ideas, and this was at UFGT. And I'm actually a horrible actor on camera. I always like just, I don't know what to say.
You have our Christmas or welfare head.
Oh yeah, so actually I think I took it down for some reason. I gotta find it. Oh, I couldn't find it when I was trying to find it. Yeah, do you guys remember when all the donations were happening and when he was sitting on my lap? But that was one of the commercials we did and sponsorships over the years. But before we take too much longer, okay, least favorite, like, oh no, let's not go back because there's so many negative stories. Who's been your favorite player to hang out with from out of the state that's come down? One by one, give your quick answer.
Ryan Hart.
Ryan Hart.
Man, yeah, it is Ryan. But no. No, seriously, there's been so many amazing people, but if I have to say, like, legitimately, it would be Ryan Hart, Mike Ross.
Oh,
Mike,
straight
you
up.
can't leave Mike out there.
Mago. Mago was fun as.
Oh, Mago was
Favorite
fun.
international.
Infiltration was lit by the pool this year.
I'll be that person. Kayane.
Yeah.
Me and Kayane went to Disney with you. Remember that?
That's right.
Yeah, everybody's cool.
So at CEO 2013, my girlfriend Alexis called out PR Rog to play Titanic in our room. So that was probably the closest I've ever gotten to like an out-of-state player. He was pretty fun to drink with. So he was shit-faced. Oh my god, he hit on every single girl in my room.
Come on. You gonna get this man in trouble. No, he didn't. He was an upstanding gentleman.
I think one of the best in 2011 I met anyways, in 2011 I met PR Balrog. This is when he was still like, what was it?
Eduardo.
DMD, Team DMD, PR Balrog.
No, he came to Will's Pub right before CEO.
Anyways, I met him, and it was like one of my first top players I've ever met, a top player, and it was just really cool because I'm from Puerto Rico, and we actually used to play in the same arcade, and it was like super cool, like meeting someone that grew up where I did, and yeah. Don't say yourself.
I'm not from out of state. CJ Truth.
CJ Truth.
No, let me be real. I love Mike Ross. I really do.
Can I say
my real one then?
No, you can't.
Don't worry.
Whoa, I am your favorite.
TJ, did you guys hung out when you lost him?
I was just getting ready for the BMA.
You know, actually, it was the same year, CEO 2013. Fnatic and K-Brad, we all went out to after CEO was over, we all went downtown to Ceviche, and they were riding in the car with us. And oh my God, it was so much fun. Fnatic had all these stories of like playing and like. The only games you could play as a kid were like religious video games, like Noah's Ark. Oh my God, some of those. Like, I know he could be a jerk, but man, he was a really nice guy to me.
My favorite, personally, you know, I like to be a good host. When the national players come, I ask, is there anything they want to do while they're here? And it was 2011. So I had to work on that Monday, but I dropped off, and Justin Wong and them all went to with his friends. Tokido and Gamerby went to Disney World. So when I got off of work, I had to go. I went to go pick him up, take him back to the hotel, and I went to the park for a few hours and hung out with him. Those guys looked like kids in a candy store at Disney World, man. It was awesome to me just to see how happy they were, and they were buying toys for their like girlfriends at the time. And I remember when we're walking out, we're leaving Magic Kingdom, and Tokido had a backpack on him. And all of a sudden, just walking, 2 of the CEO envelopes for the prize money fell out of his backpack. And I go, Tokido's like, oh, so sorry. And he went down to like pick it up, like, dude, put it in your bag, So, Boss from Japan, he was awesome. Boss, CVS2 player. The community's like, please bring him out. I'm like, all right, help me out and to pay for him. And I ended up paying the brunt of it, but that's okay. He was worth it because when I went to Japan this year, Boss took us out to an awesome dinner. I'll tell you guys, though, if Justin Wong is one of the most genuine guys you'll ever meet. Because when I was in Japan, I'm like, let's do this. He's like, all right, buddy. He didn't want to sleep. He wanted to take me everywhere. But any of the EG guys are just great people to hang out with. They've been a great supporter of my event. And, you know, Justin promoting, Mike Ross, Gutex, those guys were the big 3 that really put things on the map. Justin gave up the money at Revelations to come to CEO when Daigo went there. Yeah. All that Revelations money, Daigo won, which meant the world to me. So, you know, we've talked about the best. We won't talk about the worst. There's too much to go on that. Yeah. How about this? No. Doesn't matter what game. Name the game and what was your favorite match to spectate, if you can think of that.
Oh, nonsense. I played a match.
Mine was the high stakes money match between CJ and Fnatic, man. And I remember when Fnatic won and Homeboy, the other dude was just sitting there in the ring just thinking about it. You know, just kind of everybody was gone. It's closing time. My man was just sitting there like, damn.
Was it 2013?
I got. Huh? I believe so, dude. I was looking at him like, yo, that's really what's happening in this fighting game community.
I got a story that actually follows that. That was my favorite moment too, actually. And like before that, Fnatic and CJ, they were like getting in the mode, right. And I did an interview with both of them.
Oh,
yeah. And Fnatic, he was like on the ring, he was like getting into it, he was getting hype, and I just get real close to him with the microphone, and I say, Fnatic, you ready? And he's like, I'm ready. And I was like, okay, before you get in there, how can we get the best deals on AGE products? And he was like, what? I just like took him out of it. And he was like, just type in AG Fnatic. And then he was like, dude, you caught me off guard. I was like, yeah, but now we know how to get good deals, right? It was great.
You know,
no, it doesn't work.
Really, some of the hypest matches I ever saw was those Street Fighter Cross Tekken Grand Final matches at CEO 2013. No, I actually loved the Shen versus Momochi match at 2013. That was my favorite. Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
I can actually. It's actually CJ versus Ryan Hart for other reasons because I was so scared CJ was gonna lose.
Okay, so here's a funny story. I was flipping out. So at CEO this year, I had Nothing XS help out and run the tournaments. Well, Friday night there was delays, so I had to push the KOF finals to Saturday, which the players were happy with and fine. So like, all right, Saturday 2 p.m. We're gonna move the schedule over. Ryan Hart had made top 4 of KOF, so without my knowledge, top 8. Without my knowledge, Nothing XS did the right thing and moved Ryan Hart out of that pool so he could participate in the finals to a different random pool. Well, he ends up going to CJ Truth's pool. And CJ's family comes up to me and go, "Yo, Jabali, why is Ryan Hart in CJ's pool?"
Because
and
they
I
changed
didn't.
the bracket before.
Yeah, they changed the bracket before it even started. So this was way before the bracket started. And the brackets were made by Curly Max in Chicago, who was a great help that week putting it together. And so this year, I didn't care about competing, so I didn't care who I was put up against. I didn't touch any of the brackets, so they were randomly made by a guy that wasn't at the event. So when CJ had Ryan Hart in his pool, which was 2 hours before the pool even started, so that's fair game, I was like, okay, I didn't know he got changed, so CJ just beat him. It's a Capcom Cup. I'm not going to, he's like, no, you need to change it now. I'm like, I can't change it now. I'm not going to rig my brackets so that we lose Capcom the following year, And I remember I was busy in the back, and then all I heard was Jared, he's like, yo, CJ's playing Ryan Hart. I watched that shit.
My heart stopped.
My heart was stopping. We were like, CJ Truth, if you lose, our lives are over. And they played it. They played it fair and square, and CJ won. And as soon as CJ won, I walked up to his mom. I go, I told you that's why I moved him in the bracket. I was like, I knew he was gonna beat him. It's okay. And she just it was hilarious.
All right, so my favorite match was definitely the biggest, a non-doubt for Green Ace versus Pierre Balrog. Green Ace versus Pierre Balrog was so good, just because everybody thought he was gonna lose, and then he bodied him. The end.
Can I switch my match? Can I switch my match? The dive kick match between Javale and...
Hey, that was entertaining. The crowd liked it. So when I got my head shaved, I won't show that video. But yeah, now I'm showing you the videos over the years of how much bigger the event got, and we had 15 countries, guys. 5 years ago, do you think CEO would ever get that kind of pull? Oh. Because of me, right? You believed in me?
My charisma would rub off on you, and you just take it to the next level. Favorite match. All right, my favorite match. And sponsors. I'm gonna go with Tong Lee versus Push Up. So when we're having technical difficulties, CEO stream, and Tong Lee stepped it up. He put the team on it. He put Florida on his back. Did push ups, kept everybody entertained, and we made it through. Streamed the next matches. We did it, man.
My favorite match is actually from CJ The Truth. There was a thread during, I think, Super Turbo. There was a character who's still popular now called Fei Long, and he was played by, what was his name? By Enthel. So wait. So what happened was, this thread had been brewing for the past month straight that Enthel was the best Fei Long in the country.
Yo, what happened to Enthel?
CJ happened to Enthel. So they finally got to play. The match is actually on video. I never actually got to see it again. But this obviously young kid at the time. How were you at the time? I think CJ was 12. Yeah, I think he was 12 or 13. 12 or 13, and it was just that was the hypest match I've ever seen.
This isn't really my favorite match, but this is one of my favorite versus moments is when Yipes came into the music with Dominion behind him holding a stick at the Goldberg. Yeah.
That was so hype.
And exactly the square off with Flocker. That right there. Oh, just so and then Yipes got bodied or something
No, but that match is sick though.
Right. No worries. I was gonna say I can't remember a specific match, but I didn't get to talk to this. Why CEO 2012 was my favorite, but that production value was amazing. That whole Fighter Mania was all great because everybody was doing the intros.
Next year will be better. I promise.
Alrighty then, let's do it.
Yeah.
No. All right, I gotta set my. Oh, sorry.
My bad, Terry.
Yeah. Last year, CO 2013, Marvel Teams when. I remember I was taking pictures and videos of that event, and I was sitting on stage when Flo took out Chris G in front of everybody, and the whole room was just going, and he jumped up and he's like, I was like, dude, I was just butt mashing, and everyone was just like, what? How is this possible? That was Go, no, you're good. Go. You're good.
I actually do have a match. I can't remember if it was 2011 or 2012, but Taquito was playing Sabin, and he kept whiffing Stan Short in grand finals, and he kept whiffing Stan Short to make Soul Spiral whiff, and then he was like doing 300 damage punishes because Akuma's stupid like that. But that was like, it was crazy tech. You'd never seen like adaptation happen so quickly before my eyes.
Second favorite match, Full Schedule versus F-Champ. It was off stream. That was ridiculous, and I made money. That was amazing.
It was
off stream. Wait, can I just jump in? My favorite CEO moment still comes from 2012 again. Almost every Japanese player coming out to the Fist of the North Star theme. I kind of.
What am I doing?
Speaking of themes,
I almost lost it.
That's another question.
That was the most amazing.
Oh yeah, let's do
Speaking of themes, can we talk about how Marlon Pie came out to that super kawaii theme
Yes,
that one year?
yes, that was 2012. That was
2012.
2012. Yeah.
Are we gonna say, hey? So are we gonna do favorite themes now?
Yeah.
All right. My favorite theme was Flash coming out to Flash. That was honestly, and the best part was it wasn't on purpose. It wasn't on purpose because Flash asked for another song and Yipes changed it, and it was hilarious. I died.
Everybody sung it too. Everybody sung it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say shout outs to Dang coming out to the Dragon Ball Z theme.
Yeah,
that was pretty.
It was the Pokemon theme that the whole crowd started singing this year.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the entrance was, but dude,
Justin Wong.
I was no. It was Smash, wasn't it? The Sega song they sang. There, I love the crowd.
They did the Sonic theme. Who did the
Yeah.
Sonic theme for Smash?
No. It's Sonic Adventure theme. It's F-Zero.
Was it? No, there's a Sonic Adventure theme.
It was all Wiz, right?
Yeah, no, he came out to F-Zero. Was it?
Well, I will tell you, no.
If somebody came out to a Sonic Adventure theme,
Everybody's
Yeah, no. Wizzy came out to F-Zero because he's like he's one of the best Captain Falcon mains in the world. Yeah, so that was him.
They didn't do the Sonic theme, but when Wizrobe, who is from Orlando, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he was doing really well. He was in top 8 for Project M. And he was in grand finals. He was playing Sonic. And everybody started chanting, "You're too slow," which was hilarious.
Spider Mania is when it happened when he started getting the Smash Ball.
Yeah.
And he got 6 out of 7 Smash Balls and then just went supersonic across the
Yeah,
room.
that was
That's when
awesome.
everybody was just you can tell was so pissed.
The video I put up on Alex's channel has that moment where they all start singing the Sonic Adventures theme.
Oh, so that's what happened.
Yeah, that was when that happened.
They started singing the Sonic Adventure.
They sung it when that moment happened.
That was this year.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I remember that.
you talking about
Oh,
Cityscape?
my favorite theme is when Mago came out to Fist of North Star.
The best.
I picked it.
Literally the best.
I convinced him to do it.
Everybody
I was so happy.
Everybody sung you a
Came
shot.
out to Tank. It's Cowboy Bebop.
No.
No, I might be somebody else.
Mochi, wasn't it?
Daigo came out to Yokozuna.
Yeah, you put it on.
No. He came out to my NWO theme because he goes, whatever the organizer wants my theme to be, it's okay. He Gamer B translated that.
Actually, this past year, 2014, Busby from Texas, the Viper Morgan player, he came out to Pon Pon Pon, which was pretty hysterical.
Someone.
He was saying that he was the only one whose theme wasn't serious. Everybody else was real men about it. But
What was your favorite thing? You didn't even answer.
My favorite thing besides Yipes, that's a given. Mine are horrible because it's a star event. Justin Wong, when we did The Undertaker and turns it all down. And then he goes, I want you to do Undertaker, and then I want you to Rickroll it when I get to the ring. That's why we just changed it to the Rickroll theme. Freaky.
Mikey was sitting there like, yes, Undertaker.
You know what? Green Ace is in the Fighter Mania match when he had the whole crowd, and Yipes was commentating. Yipes like, looks like a bunch of hoodlums to me. Get them off the stage. Get them off the stage.
What song was that?
I think DMX.
Trap song.
Yeah, it was.
It was something Miami.
Also, he did the Spanish entrance for yeah, Pierre. God, what's his name? Why is it slipping me?
KOF player.
Romance.
No. He sang it for him. He did the mic. He makes the T-shirts. Neo. Sorry, Neo. Dude, when Eduardo did that perfectly, like what? Yeah, he did sponsor the tournament. Thank you. Yeah, no, shush. Because I'm staring at 1,000 faces. Shut up, Gareth. I got someone else for the video next year. But yeah, no. You know.
This past year, Unknown came out with like basically like the DMX, like he came out to like DMX had like the dog pack, all the Smash Boys like coming out, and then he gets on stage to play Yipes, and Yipes just gives him the deadpan, just stares him down the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Who was it that came out to call me baby?
What else have we not covered? Shoot, I was gonna say something. What?
What was your thing? I think Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah. And we all did You Suck. Yeah, next topic. Let's close. We're gonna close this up and soon. Oh no, Ricky Ortiz and all the Lady Gaga songs. He had like a different Gaga song each entrance. But yeah, no, themes will be coming back next year in a better way. We have my buddy right here got the best guy for our production team that works on NBC and Universal Videos. So we're stepping that shit up. Yeah, Guan, you're gonna be hearing a lot about this guy soon. He's awesome. I love working with people that are passionate. People come in like, Jabali, I have this idea. I'm like, all right, what's the idea? But when they deliver it to me with passion, like, dude, try. Like, I fall in love with the guy. I'm like, okay, let's do it. What? Yeah. So.
Shout out to Chewy Weeklies.
CEO music and theming is going to have an incredible jump from last year too. We had the ability to do a CEO intro, and this next year we plan to do a lot more musically with CEO. So it's gonna be really, really incredible.
I still have been you've told me to do musical entrances, but like the Capcom Cup, watching him live, I loved it. But all the stream would just bitch and bitch. Like, it's a free show, yeah. But I've always wanted, like, Mega Ran's been interested. So I've met so many people over the years, thanks to you guys supporting me, getting me the jobs I have by just traveling. And all these people are just so much fun to work with. And anybody in the gaming industry has been amazing to meet. But in terms of, like, CEO itself, like, if there's one thing you could change to make it better, what would you do?
More staff. Me and Alex are not enough.
Yeah.
More free alcohol for me.
That doesn't make it.
That makes it better for me.
Do you know, I'm actually kind of biased on this because I really feel like CEO gets better every single year. But if no, it always does. But if I have to say we have to add one thing that we don't have, it's more entertainment. More entertainment after hours. We always do great things, but we need something that's centered. So I think if we do, yet again, getting back on music and entertainment, like that Saturday night, make that an event. That Friday night, make that event. But make that like a published event so that when people know they're coming to the tournament, they can say, cool, there's going to be this crazy, video game related show afterwards. And then this streamlined stream pool party where we'll do interviews with such and such and so forth. So just
what I really dug, and I think it was happened 2012 when Stan and Eric brought out the DJ set to the pool.
Which is,
I don't know if it's a thing. I'm about to say I don't know if that's a thing.
We can do our own show. We just can't.
But if we can set up a space or an area where we can have like a moment like that, yeah, okay.
That was the nice ski Sonic guy. Yeah.
And
Hamilton, yes. Because the angry.
Hold up. I got the mic. Guys, I got the mic. Excuse me.
Great mic, by the way.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Yes. I would say more people. Not just saying more people for the fun of saying more people, but when you have a gang of people in a room making noise at each dramatic moment in the match, it just gets everybody happy. More spectators, not even more competitors, more spectators come out and watch. Yeah, man. I mean, that's all I have to add.
I would probably, just to piggyback on Jared, the staff thing is probably the one thing, because there are a lot of people that
having too much fun.
Well, there are like the pools and stuff. We always start out so organized. I would say it's not even a matter of staff. We always have a lot of staff. It's more accountability, because there are a lot of people who join the staff, they get the shirt and then like the badge for free, and then they don't do the work, and they don't show up, and I've been like this happened for me last year, and I didn't mind. I like helping out, and I like it's a fun time for me. But I was only supposed to run like one pool on Saturday. I ended up having to run like 3 or 4. I ran basically my whole Saturday. I didn't get to really play any casuals at CEO this year because I was busy covering other people who got shirts, got badges, got for free, got in for free.
Got badges,
got staff food, and then they didn't do their thing. I got the mic, and then they didn't do anything. The other thing to say off that is there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that a lot of people aren't aware of, and I think I was learning it. I was learning some of it this year, and I was much more involved. But I think if we could keep stuff less a secret, you know what I mean? Like if we get more people who are more willing to learn in all the different departments, of running the event, I think we could have more successful, because if something happens and 2 people have to drop out or don't show up, like that, we always have a contingency plan. We always have a backup. So
I think real quick. I think the problem is just I try to host 13 games because I try to do a lot of different things and I love every community, and ask anybody here. Out of most organizers,
No, we do love every community. That's a fact.
I play just about every game at least once or twice when it comes out, so I can understand the game. It's so hard as the event gets bigger and we get these more sponsorships directly from companies. It's like the focus kind of unfortunately gears towards those because it helps make the event a better experience. So my goal for next year is to have a side room just for side tournaments, a big ballroom. I already have that locked down, and just limit the amount. I can't do 13 games again next year. My goal is less than 10 if possible. Streamline, 9-10 games. Just to make it a better experience. Because if I could only do 6 games, the production value would be insane because I would have more time to deal with that. So that's one thing I'm personally wanting to change about the event. And we'll get more spectators. We had a lot of spectators. We had a lot of spectators this year, and I've been telling other organizers this was my secret this year. We sold 500 single-day $10 wristbands to that event. And when I was walking back and forth from the ballroom to registration to check on Slendy and Mike and all them,
did a great job, by the way.
Thank you, Mike. He's not here. He got the award this year for CO Officer of the Year. I saw families pushing strollers that were like, "Hey, what's this? My kids want to just check out the games." Like $10, like that's cheap. Sure, they just jumped right on in. So that's one thing that I loved about it. That I always try to do new things to bring in new people. Fortunately, I have a pool outside of just fighting games and the other areas, so it's really cool that just people of all kinds are coming to check it out.
Did he do that right up for Florida today for this year?
What, James? Free play.
Weekly.
Orlando Weekly, yeah. Had I've been in newspapers now, Business Journal about CEO, so yeah. Thank you, James. Yep, Free Play Florida. They brought a lot of other people's, yeah. So the arcade cabinet was great.
Yeah, Simmons for Free Play Florida.
Yeah, people love that stuff. But back to everyone else. We'll cut this off in 10 minutes. But yeah, what else would you change?
I agree with Gareth 100% as far as spectators go. Just even like last year, I had no no history in fighting games whatsoever. But a few buddies just said, "Hey, we're all going to this. Like, you should come check it out just for one day." And I went there and I fell in love with it instantly. I've now traveled to more fighting game tournaments than FPS tournaments, which has only been a part of my life for like 2 years now. So even if you have friends that aren't into the game, just bring them out. They'll fall in love with it too.
What's your favorite event to go to?
CEO.
He was gonna crack the whip if you said something else. What's your favorite? Yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about it, you play a lot. You don't feel like you'll win the tournament. Just being realistic with yourself and your skill set. Still come out, come meet people, come play casuals, bring your stick, and just play for the weekend. You'll get your money's worth just in casual matches against people that you'll never get to play with face to face.
Yeah, more stuff. I honestly can't reiterate that enough.
You don't get to say that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, let's start about that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, how'd you get from here? Yo, Keegan should be right here, not me.
Okay.
We need
Well,
sweet change.
Keegan rap switch.
I'm going over to Orlando.
I like to talk to the players that make top 32 and top 16 and get to have music video, entrances. Put some work into it, do a little research beforehand. Have some fun. Who cares if you try to look like? Who cares if you look like an idiot? It's fun. It's all fun, and even if you do look like an idiot, people are gonna remember you for it. So
I remember when you were like a damn idiot.
That's the story of my life. Look like an idiot.
If the organizer's leading by example, getting his head shaved, I'm like Vince McMahon. Vince McMahon always tells his wrestlers, "Shut up!" He won't let you do anything that he wouldn't do. Like Shawn Michaels coming through the rafters, he did it first. Yeah. You remember that when Vince McMahon did that? So if I can do it, you can freaking do it. No, anyways, go ahead, Will. Do it.
If you can't come up with something, just ask a friend. Someone. There's a lot of creative people in the FGC.
To make the events better, I think for the media, you should just keep hiring me to do YouTube videos for your YouTube channel. YouTube.com/CEO Gaming.
Yes.
Esports.
This isn't necessarily on CEO in general, but I come from an esports background currently, where I work for a game called Smite, and we did something very similar to Dota, where Dota has a compendium where their prize pool was crowdfunded, and we did something very similar. And this is the first game or the first year that we've released Smite, and we raised $1.4 million. I would really like to see the fighting game community, especially Capcom, do something similar, where each skin purchased in their game, $1 goes to the prize pool for the World Championships. And I think that could really create a lot of synergy between the community and the players and promotions through that. I think the players would get really behind it. And I really feel that not just CEO, but any like fighting game event, the fucking I'm sorry, like the company. These game dev companies need to fucking stand up and like forever behind it. And they are exactly, and they are, but they can do more.
The views expressed by Kelly are not necessarily the views of CEO Gaming or its affiliates.
Hi-Res Studios. Can I just express how proud I am of Kelly for not like just saying the F word twice, but she only used the S word synergy once. So
I'm proud of you. For the record, who innovated by doing Teespring drives first?
Me.
How many other events do it now? Yeah, so which is fine. What I wanted, even when Capcom, I approached it about the idea, like, do you mind if we do that and do like let my drive finish first? And it worked out. They got an extra $6,700 to Momochi.
Capcom, make some championship skins, sell them, and build your pot, man. That's it, dude. I'm expecting my royalty check.
No, that's exactly what I was saying, man. Make skins, make things that people can purchase that they want in the game that can help support, because people are way more willing to purchase things in the game. Buy outfits?
Street Fighter 5.
All I'm gonna say is Street Fighter 5 PC and console compatibility. That's all I'm gonna say. Not that I know anything. Just wait it out, Kelly. Jesus, give it time.
$8 million.
That's Dota.
That means it works.
Yeah, I know, but that's Dota. Real quick, somebody asked in the chat, why aren't there pyrotechnics? I've tried every year. Two reasons.
Fire marshal.
Fire marshal has to be there and watch. That's going to cost me about $2,000.
Shut down because we have violated the fire code once or twice.
No, the only it wasn't a big violation. That's not true.
That ain't true.
That's not true. When?
This year, let's not do this on live.
Oh, blocking doors. Yeah, but we fixed that.
No, we can't. I'm just saying.
Wait, when did you say no cursing? I never heard that rule.
I'm 17.
It's a given. He's 17.
He's a child.
Are you 17 now?
He's a man, dude.
I thought he was.
Why do I have this? All right. Well, hello everyone.
I thought he was still
CJ Truth is dropping the CJ.
How you doing?
How you doing?
No, I mean, there's always been this like, there's always been this contention for esports in the FGC and how they want to have that synergy.
This is an esports hour.
No, I'm not saying that at all. And Ultra David put up a really good point as to why they don't want to become an esport. And I understand that feeling that, like, you know, they really want to stick to their grassroots, and how the FGC feels really like strong about that. They feel like, you know, they don't want to be.
We have to approach it differently than regular.
It's true. No, they really do. But like the thing is that like these players. But these players can't keep complaining about how, like, they're not making enough money when they aren't willing to.
But that's not about CEO.
No, it's not about CEO, because CEO is amazing. And CEO is great. And CEO does a lot, man.
Kelly did our interviews for Fighter Mania this year.
Yeah, she
That's
did.
right.
Actually,
She did do them.
Kill him.
Last year. It could be this year.
While we're talking about those interviews, let's give a shout out to the guy who was behind the stage mixing the whole thing so she didn't sound horrible.
Are you saying it sounded horrible otherwise?
Well, so the music wasn't talking over you.
It was me and you.
I was looking for you. You left, bro.
What? No, I did.
Yes, you did. You definitely did.
I did it all Friday.
Yeah,
I did Friday.
Orlando, how dare you leave?
You know what?
You go, I let you go.
Just one observation real quick. I wasn't there for all that, but I feel like Orlando left.
I never. For the record, I actually stayed back and watched Fighter Mania from behind the screen while everyone got hype in the front.
Some people didn't see Fighter Mania because they were working.
And every time Kelly got up for an interview, I turned it all the way down to make sure they heard her. I made sure I
You did one thing. Good job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
More than me though.
For the record, I saw Orlando sitting in the front seat. I played in a match, so I'm.
Orlando was sitting right in the front the whole time. He ain't do nothing. He ain't do a damn thing. He was just sitting there motionless until the camera was pointed towards me like, get hype, get hype.
He was booking. He was being booking. That's what he was doing.
So, the people that have attended, obviously everyone here, but the other people come. How amazing is the venue I have? Isn't that a huge part of it? You think the area that we have?
24-hour pool. There's no other words.
Even though we only go in there for like 2 hours.
Like, what's your favorite thing about that venue? About the venue itself, what is your favorite thing?
I'm not gonna say.
Having
Besides
the
Popeyes.
executive suite.
It's essentially located in the central area of all attractions in Orlando. So we have Universal Studios around the corner. Disneyland is a hop, skip, and a jump. Wet and Wild, any essential location you could think of. I'm not sending anybody to Wet and Wild. Anyways, there is a new aquarium that's being built that'll be open next year. The biggest Ferris wheel in the world was actually poured to him from a design from France that'll be open by next summer too. And it's just a central like entertainment district on the block of iDrive, and having the CEO venue be right there at Wyndham is pretty ridiculous.
We're gonna have a giant Ferris wheel next year.
And the largest in the world. Yeah, the largest in the world.
Easily the best part about CEO's location is that it's really close to Popeyes.
Yes, right in front.
Don't give it to David. There are sponsors.
David,
No,
go ahead.
No.
Mike's dead.
Mike's
Okay, we're good. No, we're good.
Hey, don't twist it.
I'm not trying to keep it steady.
There you go. All right.
I was trying to keep it steady.
All right, wrap it up,
Anyway,
B.
yeah, everybody's already said it, but the location, there's a ton of stuff that they just recently put into, so it's only going to get better. The, it's a nice walk between your rooms and the place.
No elevator to wait for.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing like that. It's very spread out. The pool party is fantastic. I recommend getting plastic bottles, so you don't get thrown out. But
You have to get bottles.
I recommend it because otherwise you get thrown out. So I'm requiring it. But yeah, the hotel itself is really nice. I love spending 4 or 5 nights a week, a year there.
My recommendation is that you get your room early, because when the hotel sells out, you can stay across the street, but nothing good ever happens at the Econo Lodge. So you need to get to the Wyndham.
You can actually book the room. So here's a little story. When I said about booking rooms, every year they increase it on me because the venue area has been renovated, so they have new management. So I have to work very hard. Like the AV guy is gone now. I have to work with somebody new. The ring guy's gone, but he introduced me to somebody new. So every year almost feels like you're starting over, especially with sponsors. You have that contact already, but you have to, work just as hard. And my goal is to never be complacent with the event. But the first CEO, in terms of the hotel rooms, the goal I needed was only about like 200 rooms or whatnot, but I did not hit that until room nights. No, room nights was like 400. I didn't hit that until the day before CEO starts, so I wasn't stressed out, but I was like, wow, we're not gonna hit it. And then the following year we sold out like 3 weeks before, and then these past 2 years I keep getting more rooms booked on it. But we had I'll be honest with you, over 1,000 room nights were booked this year, which is pretty big deal. So, I try to negotiate the best deal because I want everybody to come down and have an affordable event. Just the venue keeps kicking it up every year. It's 112 now for next year, but it's just yeah. What can I do? I tried. It was either that or 150 or walk away at another place. Yeah, we have a Starbucks on site and a Wawa on site. Yeah, so that's it. All right, so let's close up. Any last words about what? No, we don't have time, dude. It's 2 hours. It's 2 hours. We've been here for 2 hours.
It's all night. I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry.
Jabali, one of the only things that is missing from this video show is that we haven't really asked you any questions. Jabali, what do you feel that CEO has affected most of your life?
Biggest effect on is all the free shit I get now. Oh yeah, no. It's obviously to promote. I've had a lot of great sponsors. I've never had a bad sponsor actually. Every event's been great. One Frame Link. Bring me the belt. Bring me the belt. It's right outside in the hallway.
Get the belt.
Get the belt.
They all give you money.
One Frame Link tucked it up.
Hold it up.
The biggest effect it's had on me is the relationships I've built. But just seeing people have a good time. Like, my inbox goes crazy the day after CEO with just thank yous that weekend changed my life. Like, I've had some really inspiring messages and stuff that that's the effect it has on me, is the support I've gotten. I now have a job in the industry. Iron Galaxy sponsored CEO with Dive Kick. Then I was put in the game by Keats, and now I work for their company. And I've been able to travel the world. So the effect is just the quality of life I've had. I mean, I still work the family job, which I'm trying to quit and live out my dream because now I've done it. I'd never quit just to do CEO. Like, CEO itself could not afford the lifestyle that I'm used to living. So I can't do just CEO, but it's almost so much. Yeah, no, we are not.
Definitely not.
No. You just rich, homie. Yo, come see me, CEO, y'all. I need some money.
Now one thing.
I still want
CEO got my name for 5 years. Now
Yes,
one
I'm doing
thing.
the belts again. But no, the effect is that.
Let me get one of those spots.
Look at you guys. You guys are still my friends after all these years.
After you yell at us every year.
Shut up.
The effect CEO got on my bank account.
Yeah.
Like an acquaintance plus.
I've done well for myself, but because of CEO, I never expected it to get as big as it got. That's fine. Never expect. What'd you break? All right. So yeah, that answers that question. The people, the benefits of the traveling, getting a dream job, and that's it. Any other questions?
I guess last one that you didn't answer either is that what would you like to see change with CEO to improve it as a organization and as an event?
For 2016.
Don't lie.
Yeah, no, more streamlined. We ran 2 hours behind this year because I wasn't expecting Project M to have 20-minute coaching sessions.
Yeah, that's weird. That's your people.
For the record.
And they broke off. And they all lost.
For the record, with CEO, I'm not a perfectionist, but I want the best quality event. I don't want to disappoint people. So everything I do, I have a piece of it. Like, I don't just go, just do this and take care of it and come back to me. I go a long step of the way. And one of the biggest proponents, he's not here, is Rick, who is running the Combo Breaker Turn, who's been a huge help. He designed the belt. He designed the shirt we're wearing. So he's been I give him the ideas, and he comes back and doubles those ideas even better. So that's also another benefit. I've met more people every year that make the event even better. But changing it, just streamlining it, I have to do less tournaments if I want the quality of event that I envision. Because every year I save ideas, and I already have ideas for the next 3 years lined up. I have to actually been looking for bigger venues in case we do outgrow this one, because we're.
In case, when?
Yeah, when
man.
when we outgrow this. But so changing that, the staff, there are some people that do end up disappointing, but there are also other people that step it up and make me extremely proud to run the event. So 2 years ago I was very stressed out. CEO 2012, 2013 stressed out. This year, besides the pools, this year was clockwork. It really was, I think.
What else is it besides the pool?
Wait.
Yeah. No. The running the pools. Shush. Yeah, the play. So yeah, that's it.
Oh, no, that's it.
No, shout out to Jared.
Oh yeah.
Shout
Also, thank you, Rick, wherever you are. I can't wait to go to Combo Breaker this year. Sounds super fun. Also, we have a weekly now in Orlando.
Yes.
I'm gonna promote it just because soon it may be the CEO Weekly.
Here's a true fact. A lot of other events have tried to emulate in Florida, and I tried to help my best, but without my name attached, they're missing something.
It's not even gonna be CEO.
Anyways, yeah, no. CEO's too big, dog. But no, he runs weeklies now. I used to do monthlies. Like, nobody really knows outside of our Florida scene how many small events I used to do practically on my own. Bring the equipment myself, then you guys would come set it up.
You're so impressive, Jabali.
I said with your help. Shush.
Let me talk about this.
Jesus, CJ.
Will's Pub and stuff, yeah?
Yeah, Will's Pub.
Those monthlies are where players Those monthlies are where players were born. Everybody, me,
Booker,
for example, Tampa Bison, all these guys were WA Psycho as well. All these guys grew with these tournaments, got rivals, and got really good. And everyone I just said has gotten at least top 16 at a major. And just saying,
even the Marvel players like
Marvello, Green Ace, even Flocker, all of them. Every one of these players that have won tournaments, top 16, I've all grew through these CEO tournaments that get like 70 to 80 people every time.
Every game.
It's really huge.
They're too big now.
It's really awesome, man.
No, it's gotten to the point where like our CEO monthlies bring people from out of state.
Yeah, it did get to that point. Atlanta, and I'm not sponsored. That's just saying. CJ Truth.
Will have people from Tallahassee.
Let me get a sponsor, please. C9, I would love you so much. Cloud9.
I'll add one last thing from me, and then I'm done for everything. I just want to say thank you, Alex, for putting CEO together and this whole event, because it's changed my life and what I'm doing at this moment. So thank you very much for everything, getting me involved. We got real here. I'm sorry.
Air hug.
Shout outs to the Orlando community as well. Shout outs to the effort that goes into CEO.
Can I just say thank you for being able to see legends? Like, I'm talking about people that I could have only seen in videos from forums, and literally, and watching them be able to come to the East Coast.
We're South, we in the East Coast.
Anyways, and being able to see them come to the East Coast and just I don't know, man. Yeah.
I'd also just like to say some thank yous.
CEO weeklies now. We kind of got away.
If I had a venue like the one I found in San Francisco called the Foundry or whatever, we drove by. They're like, "This is the Capcom after party."
Hey,
literally, it looked just like a small little bar. You went inside, dude. It was a warehouse.
Orlando Bruin, back behind Soto.
All right, thank you. Yeah, please, people, send me venue ideas. I've been looking.
Big thing once a month. They do beer 30, but
Big enough. My monthlies will bring 300-400 people. I forgot I was gonna say something. Yeah, Kelly.
I'm thankful to Flaskmasters.
I remember.
We've had a lot of nicknames over the years and issues as well with alcohol. Yes. I actually banned them from my house once for like a good couple weeks.
It was actually a good 2 days.
I'm a forgiving person.
Again, I'd like to reiterate, don't drink and plink, kids. Do not. You'll get tournament shut down. It's horrible.
Don't drink and
Your friends will be mad for a day.
Why are we making this?
Don't play gay chicken.
Oh, all right.
I was in the grand final of that tournament.
All right.
And I lost $200. $200.
All right, so thank you guys for watching. I have one last question to end it. But, just follow me. You already know how to follow me and everything in the Florida scene. Yeah, follow CJ Truth. He tells really bad jokes. Shut up. So last question, then we're going to call it. Thank you guys for watching. A lot of you stuck around for a couple hours. I really appreciate it.
You're all beautiful.
We had 2,800 people attend CO this year. Predictions for next year's numbers. Go.
35.
It's the only one that matters.
I'm gonna give a solid 3K.
I like 3K numbers too.
6 billion.
That's like the whole.
I agree, 3,500.
We can hit 3,000.
All right, I'm gonna go in between 3,250.
What?
Watch CJ say $1.
I was gonna say $1,
Yeah, I was there.
but it's over now.
So we can't do a Price is Right reference now.
Hold on, is there a game here? Do we win?
What do we win?
No, nothing. Let's go. Come on.
What's that?
$1.
$1.
You
So
can't
what was
take
it? What was that? 3,000, 3,200, 3,251. There you go. That's
All right, guys.
That's right.
Thank you.
I love you.
Great stuff.
Follow me at Rafitoro.
Next time I'll do a video about where I see CO going and stuff, but what you call it? Love you guys. Thank you for your support every year. Just keep following. See me around, and happy holidays, guys. Jabali's out.
We get money, dog. We get money.
I tried to like.
Oh, yeah, Shouts to all the gay chickens in the world.